Hey everyone, it's Will, Gamer Dad, with another video for you. So first off, I'd like to give a shout out to one of my Patreon supporters, Frank. Thanks for your support. In today's video, we're going to show the farming results over the last 4 weeks on Another Eden, of course, and I hope you all have had some great luck getting those treatises you need. Of course, there are so many different ones that, we all hope for the ones we want, especially some of the more recent powerful ones, as opposed to some of the older, relatively useless ones at this stage in the game. Let me know in the comments how you have done over the last 4 weeks. And you can join me on my journey as I showcase the treatises and chants I've gotten along the way. As you all know, we've all been busy with the conclusion of the Goddess of Time. And so some of you, if not all of you, have also side graded along the way after pulling on the banners that you needed to in order to kind of beat some of the newest content in the game. If you've been following my channel, you'll know that I have done a number of side grades, which I was showing along with my Whispers of Time. And so just as a summary, I had upgraded 6 units over the course of the last 4 weeks, I shall say. It's actually only been last 2 weeks. However, I had held off on upgrading before pulling on a banner. And that's a word of advice I would always recommend for side grading. You never know if you're going to hit a dupe. So therefore, I always try to hold off until a major banner, pull as many stones as needed for the units I am looking for, and then after that, do some side grades. And so I had upgraded, of course, ES Melina, normal style Yifa, AS Hismina, AS Miyu, and AS Suzuki. And of course, if you've also been following my channel, I hit Nakoko 4.5, and so I had to pay 5 chants for that one as well. Now, where is the most lucrative way of replenishing those chants? And of course, the real answer is not only grinding with red or green keys, you'll have the rare chance of going to the long-awaited Elzion through the Phantom Crystal Dimension. And so we are here in Area 5, and hopefully choosing one of these areas will bring us to the Promised Land, which is Elzion. In this case, we had to stop along the way to get some high-class scrolls, but we obviously made it all the way to Elzion, which is very, very, very nice. So, at the time of this video, you can see what I'm going to be selecting, and so I'm also curious if you have made it to PCD recently. If you have, or if you've seen the sensationalist at the bottom, I'm curious as to what you are planning to choose or what you're actually aiming for treatise-wise. For myself, after those upgrades, I'm really aiming for hoping to get some more AS Tsubame treatises, being that I do think that she's extremely powerful. I'm kind of thinking either between her or AS Thilili. So we're going with Felis Circulus this particular time, and that's obviously one closer to the goal. One other thing to note, if you have more than one unit that you're trying to get either treatises or codexes for, my general recommendation is, unless you really want to speed one through, I would recommend balancing out the numbers between each of them, because most of us have more than one unit we're trying to upgrade. And the reason we'll have for that is if you're only choosing one particular one, sometimes your RNG will unfortunately treat you the wrong way, where you get 3 or 4 of the same one in a row, and that way you're only going to have, for example, say you had 3 of one and 0 of the other. I would always pick the 0, because even if you pick the 4th one, if you get a 5th one, of course you can get that one faster. However, if you pick a 2nd one, then you can always buy the 2 you need once you have 3 from the store, as opposed to hoping for RNG to kind of save you on the next one. So that's my general idea. Try to even everything out until you have at least 3, and then based on that, you can obviously move forward with that. So like I was saying, looking for AS Tsubame, and of course I'm still missing some Abyss Liberator treatises for AS Thilili, although I do have 3 at this point and can buy 2 if needed. You can see that there always is some dupes, which are not very fun. However, this Draco Notice and the Anabar were actually needed for me to get 5 of each, and so obviously Aeus Hismina was able to be upgraded without having to spend 200 Severus gems. I've also had some comments as well as to why don't I buy more treatises from the store as opposed to just grinding them out. And actually I was resigned to buying some from the store. However, being that I was able to slowly grind my way through the different content of the game, I'm still going to be planning to upgrade Aeus Shigeri, as well obviously the Aeus Tsubame. However, I'm not really sure if I'm going to be going for something like Aeus Shannon and Aeus Runa. Now, if you're wondering why I'm thinking about those, if you've been following along on the EX Extreme Boss Rush, aka Battle Simulator, some of the bosses actually require all AS teams, and there's no way to do that, especially for wind type teams, without using something like AS Shannon and or AS Runa. Now, as a result, I actually haven't really been trying too hard in the EX stages, only because I don't want to be forced into upgrading things for just one aspect of the game. And that's one other thing I will like to touch on in this video. As of, I guess, with all these major updates coming along, you really do have to pace yourself. Now, I'll let you in on a little secret. In the last week and a half, I actually took some holidays off. Well-deserved holidays. I don't always get to take holidays, but when the family off in the summer, sometimes I take a couple of weeks off. And in this case, I took time off, initially planning to go away on this road trip, but that was actually delayed due to some, regional issues where we couldn't travel by road. There was some closures on the highway, and so it's kind of a stay-at-home vacation. However, as a result, I actually put a lot more time into Eden than I would have liked. Not because I don't like the game, but I really felt the pressure to kind of finish the content and have it not only for myself, but to share with you all. And so a word of advice is certainly to pace yourself and play to the point where you want to enjoy the game, but not to the point where it was a job. And I'm sure that for all of us, if you caught my last video where you can feel some burnout, it is very easy for a game like this, as much as the content is permanent and all. Once you get caught up in the Reddits or the YouTubes where you can see everyone showing off their newest unit, for example, showing off their easy 2-turn beats of bosses, using the most powerful characters, it really does create a sense of FOMO. And as well designed as the game is, where you don't have to be anything, there is still pressure to stay relevant or obviously competitive. Not so much with yourself, being that obviously it's just a one-player game, but more like competitive, especially for myself as a content creator, where I'm sure there are a lot of channels that are beating content much faster than myself, and so I have to keep on telling myself to certainly stay the course, play the game that I want, and I hope that everyone is okay with the pace of things that I've been releasing. And even for myself, the last couple of days, actually taking a breather and enjoying the game for once. There's still so much to do for myself, and I'm sure for yourselves as well. Trying to get the weapons grinded up from +1 all the way to +10, for example. There are still a lot of things side quest, those exclamation marks I have passed up on because we're just trying to get through the game. And not only that, just like I said, doing character quests as well. They do actually take quite a long time, especially some of the more newer units. Like I think ES Sakia's final quest, wow, that was like it felt like almost an hour long. And even Nakoko's, you take 30 minutes for each quest, you do it 3 times. I mean, that's a couple hours just on character quests, not to mention all the other units I've gotten along the way. Not only that, having so many side-graded units is almost like a new learning experience where I'm not used to using any of these units. And so it takes a lot of practice to get get good at the game, so to speak. I've actually been asking my 3 sons on advice on how to use units such as ASMU and ASUN, and hopefully I'll be able to share that with you over the coming days and weeks as well. It's pretty funny that, Gamer Dad, of course, is not an expert in all things Eden. I try to be knowledgeable in all the different units, and of course some strategies, especially basic strategies on how to use the units, but certainly I wouldn't consider myself a student of the game or anything like that. I'm just I'm just a regular person just like you, playing the game, enjoying the game, and trying to get as far as we can while collecting them all. Anyways, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.